Ladies and gentlemen, I have a big theory for Doctor Who Flux. Yes, I have a very big theory for this series because, well, we've just had some promo images, some new promo images for episode 1, the Halloween Apocalypse, release at midnight. This video will be going up later in the day, but I just thought to make this video because I've had a huge theory that did originally start at the beginning of filming for Series 13, and I thought, well, it's time to bring it back because I do think there's more evidence for it and there could be more potential for an old rumour to actually be true. So yeah, let's get into this video and discuss about what could potentially be the storyline for Doctor Who Flux. Okay, so these new promo images have come from the official Doctor Who Twitter account, and they've said it's coming. Chapter 1 of Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse, premieres October 31st. So obviously, it's a Halloween episode. Looks very good. But let's have a look at the images close up. And we've got an image of the 13th Doctor on a ship that looks like the Chewbacca monster ship, Carvanista. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I'm just going to say the Chewbacca monster. I'm just going to say that for now, until the episode airs and we get the right pronunciation. And in the background, there looks like something that is a rifle of sorts, that might indicate that this monster is like a bounty hunter, similar to Boba Fett from Star Wars. And there was that other image as well, that had like a wide shot of this monster, and John Bishop's Dan was in the cage. So maybe this monster's collecting sacrifices or something for the Flux that I'll be getting onto in a sec of what the Flux actually could be. But it seems like, it could be a stun gun or something that's used to stun the prey and put them in cages. Maybe. I think like a bounty hunter character would be kind of cool. But anyway, let's move on to the next image, and we've got a weeping angel behind a very mysterious character. Now, I'm not 100% sure of the actress's name, but they were also seen filming on a beach. So perhaps this is someone in the present day that is sent back in time to an unknown location that could potentially be in the Victorian era, because we have seen John Bishop and Mandy Gill in Victorian clothing. So maybe this is, maybe this could be the Weeping Angel episode or episodes. That's another thing I'll be getting onto in a bit, but very interesting. Kind of looks like a classic Weeping Angel, even though there have been some facial changes to the face. I think in terms of like mouth spacing and that, some minor changes, but I guess there's only so much you can redesign for the Weeping Angels. But yeah, a few people have pointed them out, but yeah. Okay, so we've got Weeping Angels in the present day. And I would like to say as well, it's a very blurry shot, but this does kind of look like the same street that the Sontarans were seen when they were first leaked in the filming pictures. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But then we've got John Bishop's character, Dan Lewis, in a museum of sorts. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, maybe Dan's job, he is going to be a tour guide. But then I noticed the woman behind him has a lanyard indicating that she works there. So this has got me thinking, maybe this could take place after the Doctor has taken Dan in the Tardis or something like that. Or, when Dan is rescued by the Doctor from the Chewbacca monster ship. And essentially, Dan is going to start pointing out some flaws in the museum, maybe some historical inaccuracies, something that the Doctor said, and Dan's taken the moment to try and correct people. And that's what he's trying to do. And I guess he might get branded like crazy or something, because it does look like the people behind him are paying attention, but I do feel like there's some judgment in their eyes. But then again, I don't know. But let's move on to the next image, and then we've got the 13th Doctor, Yaz and Dan in the TARDIS. There seems to be a lot of explosions going on. Looks like there's going to be some big drama and stuff like that, some explosions, some good special effects. But there's something very interesting here. If you look at the columns, it looks like they're starting to decay. And if you remember, there was a rumour that the TARDIS was dying in Series 13, that's obviously Doctor Who Flux, and that the Doctor would have to go back to ancient Gallifrey, or at least time in Gallifrey's history where they were able to get a cure for the TARDIS. And this could potentially no, I'll be covering Reddit leaks too much. No, this could potentially lead into the Doctor discovering more about the Division. Maybe it could be a time where the Division are prominent on Gallifrey, and obviously this could lead to more answers and maybe even more questions about the Timeless Child. So with a dying TARDIS, it kind of gets you thinking on why the TARDIS is dying, and I think I have the answer. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about, and the first thing I want to talk about is the TARDIS dying. Now, with this one, it was rumoured way back earlier this year. And how could the TARDIS be dying? Now, it was kind of hinted at in the Revolution of the Daleks, that, we saw the TARDIS take a long flight to Osaka, and obviously that allowed the Doctor to talk to Ryan, and there wasn't any, big reasoning behind why that flight took so long, apart from obviously, some big character dialogue. But maybe the Flux is involved in this, and obviously with the Flux, we don't know what it is. It could be someone, or it could be an entity. The way the marketing's, made things go on and stuff like that, the way things can be interpreted, I have kind of built on this theory that the Flux is a rift in time. But I do think it is a man-made. But I do think it is a crafted rift in time. A crafted one. So it's been made by someone, potentially Time Lords, potentially the Division. I don't know. It could be used by them in order to cause hassle for the Doctor, or potentially to be involved with the Death Zone. Because obviously if you aren't familiar with Gallifrey's lore and stuff like that, you won't necessarily know what the Death Zone is. But the Death Zone is a place on Gallifrey where essentially people are placed there and they've got to achieve some goal while dodging obstacles. And in a classic Doctor Who episode, The Five Doctors, 4 incarnations of the Doctor were placed on Gallifrey in the Death Zone, and they had to avoid obstacles such as the Cybermen and the Daleks and the Rastan robots. And I do think we could be seeing a alternative version of the Death Zone, where essentially these monsters are being sent to Earth to wreak havoc and cause destruction, and it's up to the Doctor to essentially act as like a one massive lasso around these monsters to send them back to wherever they've came from. And I do think this does kind of tie to the multiverse as well. There's been a lot of multiversal hints, so maybe these monsters are coming from different universes, because the Sontarans have a very different design, not just in terms of armor, but obviously with their looks as well. So maybe this could be a completely different Sontaran fleet from a different universe. Maybe the Weeping Angels could be from a different universe as well, and the Cybermen or anything like that, they could all be from different universes. And that would make things very interesting. But obviously with the TARDIS dying, maybe this Flux entity needs power. And obviously the TARDIS, there's the heart of the TARDIS, there's the Eye of Harmony. The TARDIS is a big power source. Maybe the Flux could be using the TARDIS as a beacon in order to power this rift that allows all these monsters to come through. And once this rift's, opened up and all these monsters are coming through, the TARDIS, while it's dying, its power has been drained. So the Doctor is going to go on a quest to ancient Gallifrey to find answers. Could this be the plot of the finale. Maybe there's a last episode, the penultimate episode twist where it's revealed why the TARDIS has been all croaky. Maybe it's possible, but let's talk about the other theory. And I do think in episode 1 we are going to be seeing quite a few of the monsters that will appear in this episode. I think they are going to be introduced in some way in this first episode, because we've seen the Weeping Angels, we know the Sontarans are going to be in there as well, and I think the Cybermen might be in this episode as well, because there was that shot of them on a ship that did kind of look similar to that Chewbacca Monsters ship as well. The details in the background of the lights, it kind of all looks similar. So maybe the Cybermen invade to maybe stop the Doctor in like a fleeting cameo or something like that, so we get them in the episode. The Weeping Angels turn up as well, send that woman back in time. Maybe there's some significance with a character. And then obviously we've got the Sontarans turning up, and they have been confirmed as well to be in the following episode. So, yeah. And I remember this format is very different compared to any other previous series. We are going to be seeing one big story. Every episode or chapter follows on. It's just one ongoing story. So, perhaps, and I say this, perhaps this could be changing the way villains are introduced. Villains are going to be cropping up in every other episode. They could all be, appearing in same episodes. So, like, in all 6 episodes, we could see multiple villains. It would make sense because it's been described as one big movie, a 6-hour movie by Jodie Whittaker. So, it could work. It could work. But anyway, I have certainly rambled on with this video. It's been a lot to talk about. I hope I've made sense on it. If you want me to elaborate on any details, please let me know in the comment section down below. This has definitely been one of the biggest theories I've done in a long time. So yeah, it's felt good to have some official details about Series 13 or Doctor Who Flux, whatever you want to call it, and do some theories, because I am looking forward to this thing arriving. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all your support, and yeah, goodbye for now. Enjoy.